Hello there, Commonwealth from here. When will we see the first proper Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 sequel trailer and or gameplay after two 1 minute and 30-second long teasers, 2 years apart? That is the question we will explore based on the two quotes we've been provided by Bill Trinan and AJ Numa about the Grand 20th The Legend of Zelda game coming in 2022. But first, why do we have 15 minutes of Pokemon Legends Arceus footage and barely 3 minutes of Breath of the Wild teaser footage when we don't count lengthy still shots? The simple answer is obviously that the first open world Pokemon game is coming out before the second open world Zelda game. But how long before? The answer to this question determines not only if the sequel will be at E3 2022, but also when we will see it again. At least it should not be another 2-year wait, since by then the game should be out, right?
We're aiming for a 2022 release, so I hope you'll look forward to it.
Hopefully over 5 years after 2017 will be enough, and that we don't have to go to 6. Since if it is the latter and we have the release anytime in 2023, then I don't see this game showing up again until E3 2022. But keep in mind, that is the disaster scenario, which would also be problematic for Nintendo and the Zelda team, since Aonuma also said this.
This year, the original Legend of Zelda game reaches its 35th anniversary. While we don't have any campaigns or other Nintendo Switch games planned,
so nothing else Zelda on Switch before Breath of the Wild 2 at least in 2021. The sooner we accept it, the better. Now let's get into what opportunities we have left in 2021, since the August Pokemon Presents has in a way increased the likelihood of seeing more of many's most anticipated game on the Switch. Specifically in a September Nintendo Direct, since there are multiple signs that one might be in the works. To that I want to say that yes, it is possible to see more Zelda there. As just Aonuma pointed out, there are no other game announcements planned during this 35th anniversary. The focus is on delivering the sequel and nothing else prior to it on the Switch. So be sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe to Commonwealth Realm with notification bell on, as the situation is historic for the previously mentioned reason of 2 years silence and then just delivering us a teaser. Plus we had Nintendo of America's Bill Trinan stating the following. I think as we start showing more of the game over the coming months to the next year or so, it will probably start to be more apparent where this game stands on its own and what makes it so unique. End quote. In other words, in the coming months and the next year, we might see more, including hopefully the title, which has never been hidden for as long since the reveal as it is in this case. I guess they want us to theorize for a little while longer. It is just that when it comes to Breath of the Wild 2, we have already been theorizing for over 2 years and 2 months as of the upload of this video. But jokes aside, I want to get into the direct possibility now that the OLED model has been revealed to launch on the same date as Metroid Dread and not with anything Zelda. And on top of that, we have also had a massive overview of Pokemon Legends Arceus in one of the best Pokemon Presents to date. But while I do so, I also want to bring up a major overlooked fact, namely that we have never seen a brand new 3D Zelda game have trailers in a non-E3 Nintendo Direct. To put that into perspective, that is over 10 years of Skyward Sword, Breath of the Wild, Expansion Pass and now sequel marketing with no Direct featuring a proper trailer. The closest we have been is still this quick tease in November 2015, ending with 2016, and which just a few months later turned into 2017. So if you wondered, new 3D Zelda games have literally, not counting that brief exception right after the reveal of Twilight Prince HD in 2015, no history of getting new trailers or title reveals in Nintendo Directs that are outside of E3. In other words, don't get your hopes up just because Nintendo announces a Nintendo Direct in September or October. As if anything, it wouldn't surprise me if Zelda, and I mean literally everything Zelda, skips the remaining Nintendo Direct in 2021, which would make sense when the only Zelda release that remains this year is that Game & Watch revealed by series producer AJ Numa at E3. So maybe not a September or even October 2021 Nintendo Direct. Then where? And more importantly, when? The other event outside of E3 that has hosted new 3D Zelda trailers and gameplay demonstrations in the past. The Game Awards, to be precise, in 2014 with the first gameplay, 2016 with the Life in the Ruins trailer and Zonai Ruins gameplay, and 2017 with the Champions Ballad final DLC pack trailer and release. If we are to follow Bill Trinan's words about showing more in the months the next year, the 2021 Game Awards in December fits this description perfectly. With the marketing history of Breath of the Wild there between 2014 and 2017, I just don't see a better stage to bring back the goods than the first Game Awards since 2019 with a live audience. Jeff Keighley would no doubt love to host Zelda again, and for Nintendo, the Game Awards is a show with far bigger publicity and viewers than their own Nintendo Directs. Thus bringing the biggest gun that also appeals to an adult audience, Zelda, sounds like a no-brainer. In particular when we see how overwhelmingly positive the reception was to the 3 prior Zelda appearances at the TGAs. Which, do keep in mind, has grown significantly in the last 4 years when it comes to worldwide viewers. And to be completely honest, if I was Nintendo, I would hold off any new Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel trailer for this show. The biggest one in 2 years, without hardware competition from Xbox, who in 2019 revealed the Xbox Series X, pretty much for the same reason, reaching a far bigger audience than they would be able to with any of their own presentations. The Game Awards are the Oscars for video games, but in a far better timing than the Oscars, as it takes place around 10 to 14 days prior to Christmas. And as we have already established, it serves as a place to hand over the most prestigious statues in the gaming industry, but also as a second Christmas for gamers beside E3 and in the actual Christmas season. Something we Zelda fans were spoiled with up to December 2017. But since receiving that award, the Zelda team has remained silent in regards to the Game Awards. Until hopefully this December, but once again, it depends on when the game is coming out. If a 2022 release is threatened already, say by November 2021, then bringing the game out at the Game Awards 2021 might not be the best option for producer Eiji Aonuma and director Fujibayashi. But with that being said, marketing has to start at one point. But if the game is planned as a late 2022 holiday title, then the Zelda team can always wait until the first Nintendo Direct in 2022, or even the Nintendo Direct and Treehouse Live at E3 2022. The Zelda team, and in extension the Switch, is wanted by literally everyone, and the Zelda team can choose and wreck whatever they see fit. If they want to partner up again with the Game Awards, then they can easily do that. But if they want to wait until they are truly ready with a secure release date, then they might just wait until E3 2022. The reason being the 2 delays they had to announce for Breath of the Wild from 2015 to 2016 and finally to 2017. E3 is obviously the best venue to demonstrate whatever the Zelda team wants. We need to realize that when we finally get the goods, then it will not be in the form of 1 minute plus 30 seconds something teasers, but rather 3 minutes or so trailers, followed by at least 10 minutes, but more likely hours of gameplay in Treehouse Live, just like we saw during E3 2016 with the Great Plateau demo area. This is also why we see new 3D Zelda games so rarely and spread out from each other, since a new 3D Zelda is much like the Summer Olympics. You only get them every 4 years, you play them on average for around 16 days before beating them, and then have to wait another 4 to 5 years for the next 16 legendary days of Zelda 3D excellence. On top of that, what has made this wait so much worse since 2017 is that we no longer have brand new 2D Zelda games. Or if you prefer, the Winter Olympics equivalent of Zelda in between each 3D Zelda release, meaning that we no longer have that big secondary event in the middle before our next great open-air experience. And that is what makes the anticipation for a game that might be as much as a year away from release so much greater, and the hunger for any information so much more desperate than it has to be. But back to the question at hand, when will we see more of Breath of the Wild 2? It is really hard to answer. But my personal hope or opinion is that we'll have to wait beyond the next Nintendo Direct until the Game Awards, all for the Zelda team to close out the year and build hype for 2022, Nintendo's big year of Pokemon Legends Arceus, Splatoon 3, a rumored new Xenoblade, and most of all, Breath of the Wild's sequel with its Sky. But what do you think? When will we see the next, or more precisely first proper trailer and gameplay of Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel? Sound off in the comment section down below, as I would love to hear your thoughts and also respond to the best replies. By the way, as of the upload date of this video, I've just gotten back from Rothenburg ob der Taube, where I've been searching for additional Zelda inspiration and for new videos, as we wait for new trailers and gameplay. So if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like, subscribe and press our notification bell to not miss any of our upcoming Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 and other Nintendo videos. Finally, a big thanks goes to all our patreon.com/commonrealm patrons, and in particular to our royal producer Charles Shash. You rock, and please enjoy one or both of these 2 awesome videos.